Last year's Samsung Galaxy S6 was a massive step forward for the company, but it was by no means perfect. With the new S7, Samsung looks to fix the problems from last year and make it even better. Is it worth buying? I'm Ben with iTech Triad, and let's find out in our video review of the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. The best way to talk about the Galaxy S7 Edge is to compare it to what we saw last year. Now, just like on the S6, the S7 features a metal and glass design that looks and feels premium, especially in this awesome silver color variant. Now, the phone feels great in the hand, and that is thanks in part to the fact that the edges of the glass on the back are slightly curved. Now, while you probably can't see this on camera, it makes a massive difference in how the phone feels in your hand. Now, adding to how it feels in your hand, the Galaxy S7 Edge is a bit of a middle ground in terms of size. The 5.5-inch display is bigger than the standard S7, but thanks to the smaller bezels, it's very easy to use in just one hand. Now, it's also slightly thicker, which makes room for a bigger battery and a smaller camera bump, but it also makes the device easier to pick up off of a table. Oh, and by the way, this phone is still a massive fingerprint magnet. The silver variant isn't all that bad, but you'll want to pick up a skin or a case if you pick up a different color variant to keep things looking shiny and new and keep your OCD in check. One of the returning features on the Galaxy S7 Edge is the micro SD card expansion slot, which users basically begged for last year. Now, the S7 Edge can expand its memory with a simple SD card with a tray that is hidden in the SIM slot. Also making a return on Samsung's flagship is water resistance. Now, you wouldn't know it by looking at it, but the S7 Edge is IP68 water and dust resistance, which means I can do this, and this, and this. Now, you can't talk about a Samsung device without talking about the screen. Now, with this 5.5-inch AMOLED panel, Samsung remains the king of mobile displays, as this panel is absolutely stunning. Added to the software on the S7 is also an always-on display, which keeps the time, a calendar, and even an image on screen at all times. I didn't really find it all that useful, but it is pretty nice to have to see the time whenever you want to look at it. And there's also an edge panel on the software, which you can customize with apps and tasks and weather and sports and pretty much whatever you want to have quick access to that information anywhere on the phone. Now, on that screen, you'll find Samsung's software layer, which is actually kinda good now. I've never been a massive fan of TouchWiz, but on the S7, Samsung has finally started to get things right by providing a software experience which is actually pleasing to use and to look at. It's not perfect, but it is way better than what they used to offer, and you can easily make this device your own by adding a custom theme. Now, speaking of the software, let's talk games. Now, built into this version of TouchWiz is a new game launcher feature, which offers several awesome gaming-centric features such as screen recording, and it makes them accessible from within any game on your phone with just a simple tap of a button. Performance-wise, the S7 Edge is great. With the Snapdragon 820 under the hood, this phone should be able to handle just about anything you throw at it without complaining much at all, and it doesn't really heat up all that much either. With the added 4GB of RAM management is also much better than it was last year, and I really didn't encounter much lag on this phone, but I did encounter it from time to time. Now, the S7 Edge also has a fingerprint sensor on the front, which is fine, it works, but I think it suffers a bit due to the phone's waterproofing, as I find it a lot less accurate than the one on the Galaxy S6. The same story goes with the speakers, which suffer tremendously due to the waterproofing. Now, one thing Samsung really paid attention to this year has been battery life, and on the S7 Edge, they've knocked it out of the park. The 3600 mAh battery on this phone gets me through a day with ease, even if I throw a few hours of screen on time at it. Now, all that said, however, the S7 Edge still charges over micro USB rather than the newer and better USB-C standard. Now, that's not really the end of the world, as there are options available to retain that reversible standard, but you also get slower data and charging speeds with this. And the Galaxy S7 Edge, while the chipset inside supports it, is still only limited to Quick Charge 2.0 rather than the newer and faster Quick Charge 3.0. It's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice to have these newer, updated features on a flagship smartphone in 2016. On the back of the S7 Edge is a 12 megapixel camera, and while it's not as pixel dense as last year Don't be fooled, this is still one of the best cameras available today. It takes gorgeous shots, and in low light, it's still very, very good. In the video department, this camera is still one of the best, taking some of the best shots by any phone today, and thanks to OIS, everything is kept very stable. So at the end of the day, is the S7 Edge worth buying? The short answer is yes. Samsung has created a very well-rounded smartphone with the S7 Edge, and they can be proud of it. It's easily one of the best devices on the market today, and you will not regret picking it up. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up our video review of the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. We've got a couple more videos coming out very soon about this phone, including a accessories video and a couple of comparisons, so stay tuned for those. We'll also have a full S7 review coming in the next few weeks. As always, a huge thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos that are coming out soon. As always, a huge thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.